This place is slightly eerie, ethereal. Like, this is truly what it feels to be lost in the middle of nowhere. But can't get a better spot than this for a picnic.
Okay, I'll go snacks.
Oh yeah, there he is, still lying flat.
This is the biggest one at 21 meter, unfinished. And we are at the quarry of all the rocks that was used to make the Moai.
That one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a face. Oh, look, there's 3 of them there, still being constructed. Let's see, and where are they here? There they are, 3 more, they're still sleeping. Oh, this is tragic. Look at that transition line. Just 2 weeks before our arrival, a deliberate fire was started that damaged the detailed carvings of dozens of Moai statues up that ridge. Sounds like the fire may have been set by locals protesting the loss of their cultural identity, or perhaps simply to fertilize the land to sprout new grass, as cattle feed had become scarce during the pandemic. See, this guy already has a rounded neck, whereas this guy is less done. A big flat neck. He doesn't have that much work done on the backside yet. Kissy kissy, schmoopy schmoopy. Lean in, give him a big kiss. The Rapa Nui people had a brilliant understanding of engineering and physics just to carve and stand these iconic statues upright on this hill. But this was only the beginning of their journey. With no wheels, teams used ropes and harnesses to literally rock these statues back and forth, allowing them to walk upright as far as 11 miles to their spiritually sacred sites along the shoreline. Crazy. These guys had all been knocked over by a tidal wave in the early 1900s. They were actually restored by a Japanese engineer who brought one back to his home country to garner support. He was successful. He brought the original back and the funds to fix up all these guys. All that was missing was a pair of eyes and their volcanic red hats. You're telling me this is one of the hats of the Moai? This big?
Which means the actual Moai.
It was going to be. This is the red scoria. They use it to make the top hats. This is tough. This is used to actually make the Moai. It's also featured in Cappadocia. That's how they make those mountains. And this is basalt used for the tools. Carving. Tough. This is obsidian. That's what they use for the pupils of the Moai's eyes. That's neat. And then they use white coral for the sclera of their eyes. So one of the last things they do with the Moai is carve out their eyes. That's actually done after their trip across the entire island. Only when they're put on the altar do they have their eye sockets carved out. A well-preserved set of Moai adorned with fashionable red hats and carved eye sockets can be found on the North Shore, but this is frankly an atypical finding nowadays. It's been known that many statues were intentionally pushed down during a cultural revolution in a time of resource scarcity, but modern research has shown that others simply fell victim to the elements after centuries of neglect. This was actually a direct consequence of complete population collapse that occurred due to the slave trade and smallpox, both brought on by European invaders beginning in the 1700s. Consequently, as we explored this mysterious island in its modern day, a more common sighting were statues that had fallen face first off their platforms, with their hats rolled away off to the side. Back during the civilization's prime, the deceased person was brought to an altar represented here, and then the Moai, on its way to its final resting spot, was also taken here for a transcendence ritual. But so the idea is they transmit the person's spirit, their being, through their bones from the altar onto the statue. That means the statue gets moved from the quarry to here before it gets positioned?
You have to. There should be a lot of bone inside of these places, but most of them has been taken to make studies.
I see. So,
genetical studies.
I see.
But they have the results and didn't return the bones to the place.
Here is how every completed Rapa Nui statue used to look. Once the blessing is made, the gray body and red hat are paired together, symbolizing harmony between masculine and feminine energy. The addition of the eyes is the final step, and only then is the statue considered sacred, a watchful protector over the island, capable of channeling the spirit of the universe. Oh my god, he does! He has a butt! Oh, that is cute. And little feetsies, little feetsies.
And really nice butt.
Well, now I'm just jealous. So he represents actually a guest appearance. They think the Rapa Nui made this statue in the image of a foreign visitor.
Remember him so precisely.
Woo!